Run, river, run, run through the hills. Run, river, run to the sea. Run, river, run to your place beneath the sea.
This is Jan Lewis. Welcome to my guest. Today we have Stanley Greidinger on, and Stanley is the general manager over at the Clark Community Thrift Shop in Worcester, and yes, it is associated with Clark University, and welcome very much. Where did I read about you, Stanley? Was it in one of the Sunday papers? I think it must have been. Mm-hmm. How did they I think it's great. Who approached you to do the article?
So it was with the Telegraph. I don't remember how they found out about us, but they stopped in and they were interested to know a little bit about what the program was and how Clark was, reaching out to the community. And I think through that they ended up coming by and did an interview. I was sort of surprised to see my name in it at all.
Oh, how long have you been a student at Clark?
This is my second year.
Your second. So you came in later than some of the kids, or the other kids, right? Mm-hmm. What made you want to go to Clark?
So I'm in the graduate degree program right now, and for me, I was really interested in studying sort of the intersection between environmental science and business administration. And there's very few programs that really have a system where you can get a full science degree and a business degree at the same time. And for me, that was great. And that's part of the reason that the store is great too, because it's not just managing a business, it's managing a business which has, a positive environmental impact.
It didn't dawn on me. How is he coinciding what he's studying? Now I know, business management. Is it hard to run the thrift shop?
Yeah, it's a lot of challenges. It's actually been really interesting for me because, I've worked with nonprofits before. I was in Peace Corps, and I worked for the Smithsonian for a while. Wow. But being in charge of a small thing like that really means you have to manage your volunteers and your staff, and we pull our staff from students at Clark, which represents, students have tests and things, and being mindful of their time is critical.
And how do people go about donating to the thrift shop?
So we have different ways. The shop was originally started around the idea that at the end of school every year, there was a lot of sort of just stuff left over. Kids were getting rid of things. People left to, move on with their life or simply to go away for the summer. There was a lot of excess. So our biggest donations come from students at the end of the year. And at the end of the year, every summer, we have this huge donation drive. But we also have 2 donation bins on campus for people to put in stuff throughout the year. And then we have the community donates a little bit by coming into the shop. So people are always welcome to drop stuff off there.
Now, where is it located? It's towards Clark on the south side of Worcester, right?
Yes, yeah. So we're in Main South, in Worcester, and it's 930 Main Street is our address.
So if I'm driving down from City Hall, and I'm going down, there's like a fork. Don't go to the left, keep going straight.
Right, yeah. So you'll pass if you went if you continue down Main Street. So if you passed the town hall would be on your left, I guess. Yeah,
coming that way.
And you would continue on down. It would be probably 5-10 minutes further down the road from there.
On the way to Clark.
Yeah, exactly. So we'd be right before Clark. You would see us. We're next to. There's a diner next to us. The school just had a new alumni center that opened up. We're right before that.
Now he brought some cute things to show us. This is just a sample of what they're selling. Let me see. I'm gonna look at this. Wait till you hear the prices. This is fantastic. Look at this. Is like brand new as far as I'm concerned. This is gorgeous. How much did you say?
That's going for $3 right now.
$3! Guys, who would know, right? This looks brand new. Looks like nobody ever wore it.
Yeah, it's nice. It's Columbia.
Large. This is one example of what you'll find. Then, Paul, I don't know if you can pan over to the right beside it, but there's a man's suit. There's a man's suit right over there, right beside it, and that is beautiful. How much would the suit go for?
So the suit is currently going, it's actually, we're starting a new program at Clark. It's called the Career Closet.
Yep.
The idea is to offer a line of clothing for students and for local people in town who need to have an interview outfit but might not necessarily own one.
Right.
So what we've done is we actually talk to a lot of the faculty and try to collect from them nice clothing that could be used, that they can buy from us and then actually sell back to us, and that way we make a little bit of profit, but mostly it gives them the opportunity to have a suit for a little while that they can use for...
I'm a big thrift shop fan. I absolutely love it. Then there is a beautiful ladies right here. A ladies, I would say it's a jumper, kind of a jumper, black jumper. You can wear a blouse under it, right here. And kind of, Paul, if you can zero right in on this. What would that go for?
I think that's currently going for $20.
It's gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful, and you can do a lot with that. I mean, from a girl's point of view, can you see it? You can't. Let me see. Let me hold it up, because this is too good to put. Look at this. Absolutely, girls. It's like brand new. I swear you're getting things in here that are either hardly worn or brand new. Over at the Clark University Thrift Shop, over in Main Street. Look at that.
Yeah, so that's one of the cool advantages about being the kind of thrift store that we are. Because of our location, most of our stuff comes from students, so it tends to be really trendy, younger clothing.
Yeah. I'll wear it.
Yeah,
My God.
and so that's one thing I've noticed, especially about our line of clothing, is it tends to be stuff that you would expect to find in a younger audience, or people who are high-styled college students.
You know, there's also one right beside you, Paul. If you can zero in on the one that's right beside him, it's terrific. It is, I would say, a ladies' bathing suit type of thing. Would you say so, Stanley?
I think it's a
Or sunsuit.
It's a what was it called? A dress, I believe. So it's like a sundress. I think it goes to your knees.
A sundress.
Yeah.
How much would that go for?
That's $7.
Girl, $7 for like a brand new sundress. It is beautiful, and that, I think you have all sizes, because I'm noticing they're all different things. The first blue shirt was like a large. Sundress, that looks like that might be a large too. And then this would be for somebody very slim, maybe, I don't know, 8 or 10. The suit, maybe, I don't know, for a man. What do you think?
It's actually roughly my size, so it's a 32 waist.
There you go. What now? The pièce de résistance. Hold up your little Cuisinart. Look at that. $3. And it's like brand new.
Yeah, so it's again, it's the same. We have appliances at the store. We have a lot of stuff for dorms, especially.
Focus.
Yeah, we've talked to even other schools about the idea that if you have students who are looking for dorm supplies, we're a great place for that, because that all gets donated to us as well.
Now, in this particular Cuisinart, it's mini. Do you think a regular... How would you put a regular thing in that?
I think it's like a small coffee filter.
Where would you buy those?
I probably Big Y or any of the other grocery stores in town.
Little bitty ones.
Yeah. It's interesting. We're never really sure what we get in the store until.
It's like brand new. I cannot believe this. Okay, what are some of the other things that you have over there?
So we have all sorts of stuff. Casual clothing, professional clothing,
jewelry.
Jewelry. We have plenty of jewelry. We strangely get a fair number of stuffed animals in. So, yeah.
Okay, you just said the magic word.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
The really cool stuffed animals?
Yeah.
The girls must be donating those from their rooms.
I think so. We had this. We recently it just sold. It was for $5. It was this huge teddy bear. It was like this big, and we sold it, I think, right around Valentine's Day, so I hope somebody out there has that now.
So you got to look. How about, now my son, he's about your age, he's into those, what is it, what's that war video game the guys love, like,
Call of Duty?
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Do you ever get a bunch of that type of thing in, like some video games?
Yeah, we get video games in, often there's we've gotten shooter games, we get all sorts of stuff. Our book collection is actually fantastic.
Oh, okay, another magic word.
Yeah.
I love books. How big is this store?
It's It's not that big. We have 2 bays, so we expanded from where we were a couple years ago, but it would be, I don't know, maybe,
About the size of our studio?
yeah, size maybe 1.5 of this studio here.
Yeah. That is pretty good. Now, when did it originate? Was it born?
I see. I might get this date wrong, but I think it was started around 2007. Might have been 2008.
I had no idea you were there.
Mhm.
So it's been there about 11 years.
Yeah, and we moved. So they used to be in a building. It was where their new alumni center is on campus.
Yeah.
There was a little small shopping strip there, and they knocked that down to build the new building. So we've had to help people like say, hey, no, we still exist.
Well, I was sharing with Stanley that my grandfather graduated from Clark in 1908, long before any of us were a gleam in our parents' eye. He majored in economy. Is there still a debating team there?
I think there is.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, he was on that. You'll see him in his pictures. He's this little guy, but he used to walk around the campus pretending he was walking a dog, and he'd crack up the other people. He'd go, "Come on, boy, come on." He'd crack the other kids, he'd crack them up. They probably thought he was nuts. But I do, and I remember my son bringing him over. He's your age, bringing him to the archive section and showing him
great.
and opening up. It's so delicate now, their yearbook, but it's still there.
Mm-hmm.
Stanley, how can people get a hold of you?
So the easiest way to do it is always just come straight by our campus and 930 Main Street. But you can also reach out to us by email if you have something specific. You can email me at sgreidinger@clarku.edu. But I really encourage people just to stop by our store. We're small, we're local, and it's the best way to find us, I think.
Now, if people want to donate to the store, how do they go about doing this? Could they call you, or how would they do it?
It would depend on the size of the donation. Most of the time, the easiest thing to do is just to stop into the store.
Stop in.
And yeah, we have the staff there is trained. We're able to take the stuff right from our main shop.
Yeah,
But we also on Clark have 2 donation bins, one near the dining hall and
Okay.
one on the side of the library. And I think that's probably the best way to do it.
Stanley, what are your hours? Let me write this down too. What are your hours over there so I would know if I want to come shop over there?
Yeah, sure. So our hours currently are we're open Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday.
Okay.
We're open from noon to 4.
Every day, all those days?
All those days. And I think on Sunday we're actually opened up at 10.
So you're open 10 to 4 on Sunday?
10 to 4 on Sunday. So we that way, we're focused on really trying to target times that the community's available.
Okay.
And that's when, church is in session and lets out.
Perfect. So when I'm driving down, do you call it Main Street or South Main Street?
I call it Main Street.
Or heading for Clark? Okay.
Yeah.
You're going that way. Are you on the right or the left?
We would be on the right.
Okay, I picture you there. Is there enough signage so I know where I'm going? I should bring my son with me. But
Yeah. So if you're going down there, there is a sign, though. To be honest, it's not the most obvious sign in the world. It's near. There's something called the hub. It's like I forget the name of the power company, but they have a large shop nearby there as well.
near it'll say the hub.
Yeah, I think so. And Acoustic Java is a coffee shop right there that's pretty well known, and we're right next to them as well.
That's pretty well. Now, for people who would like to donate, what do you need the most of? Anything?
Yeah, so definitely men's clothing actually is the
Men's
hardest thing to come by, and I think that's true for most thrift stores.
Okay.
But we don't turn anything away if it's lightly used. We take it, we put it on our shelves. We have a pretty high standard for what we put on our shelves, but if it's lower quality, we also redonate that stuff to
Sometimes
a textile recycling firm.
Should people wash it first before they bring it in?
That would be highly appreciated.
That'd be the way to do it.
Yeah.
So when you come in, you can even have children. Are there toys in there?
There are, yeah.
I know there's stuffed animals, but there's toys.
Yeah, there's toys. Occasionally we do kids clothing as a section.
Okay, little kids.
Yeah, little kids.
Okay.
And if you catch me in the shop and there's a kid who's being well behaved, I generally give him one of our large number of stuffed animals so they can walk
You
out
do?
with it, yeah.
Oh, how about to a grown-up lady that walks in and would like a stuffed animal?
if they were really excited about it, I'm sure they could get one too.
Oh, you do? Oh, I love this. We're talking with Stanley Greidinger, and he is the general manager of the Clark University Thrift Shop over in Worcester. Now, here is my 25-year-old son, about Clark's age, and he lives in Worcester. And I said, have you heard of this? Oh, yeah, Ma. I walked by, I had my headset on. I'm like, why didn't you go in? I'll have to bring him in with me. Oh, I'm going alone. I think it would be a blast. Do you plan on staying?
In Clark?
Yeah, well, with the thrift shop and the whole deal.
Oh, so the way the store is designed is as a function to be sort of an education space for students. So I'll probably be there for one more year, but once I finish my degree, the hope is that I can pass it on to somebody else to take up the mantle.
Oh, I don't think there'd be anybody who wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be... Where are you originally from, Stanley?
Washington, D.C.
How did you get to Worcester? Why did it made you pick? I know Clark's great, but I mean, that's a long way.
Yeah, it's a long story, but it's partly because I wanted to study environmental science and business administration at the same time. But it also has to do with the fact that Clark has a connection with Peace Corps.
Yes.
And so after I finished the Peace Corps, I was looking for a place to do graduate school, and their name popped up, and that was it.
Right out of high school, you went to the Peace Corps.
No, so I did my undergrad in the Virginia area.
Yeah.
And then after that, I worked for the Smithsonian for a little while, and then I did Peace Corps.
What did you do in the Smithsonian?
So I worked on climate change and biodiversity policy. I was working with the senior international relations office to help them sort of figure out how to connect their scientists to the material in other countries so that they could continue doing their research.
We got to get the word out more about this, because I would assume the proceeds go to help Clark, obviously, right?
Yes, if there are proceeds, they do go to Clark. But the goal of the thrift store is actually to really help the local community.
Yes.
And so to do that, we really try to run at about a net zero profit margin.
Yeah.
We every dollar we take in, we really use that money to maintain the store. So if there is a profit at the end of the year, it would go back to Clark. But normally we try to keep our prices as low as possible.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I don't think even Sally's, Salvation Army. You got them outdone, I think.
We love the Salvation Army, but I think our prices are a little bit lower.
I think so too, and I thought I've had a gold mine at Sally's, but this is really. What was I going to say to you? Do you ever take? Well, you've got the coffee pot. Mm-hmm. What would you draw the line on as far as that type of thing?
So, things that we can't easily clean. So, for example, pillows. We don't take pillows because if
underwear.
Underwear, things like that. We want to make sure that whatever we're selling is sanitary and safe. So, electronics that are broken.
Mm-hmm.
We're not very necessarily super tech savvy. So,
no.
Right. We don't really have a use for that. But yeah. Otherwise. We've sold furniture in the past.
Furniture, bingo. You need furniture?
Yeah, we take furniture and we sell it.
What kind of anything? Desks?
Desks, tables, chairs, fans are a big seller.
A couch?
Couches.
Where do you find the room?
So it's kind of a bit of, it's like a magic trick almost. You have to we're very cyclical, so we try to maintain a our stuff in the store based around what's needed in the community at the time. So during back to school, the very beginning of the year, we know that students are going to need things like desks and tables and coffee machines and small fridges.
Yeah.
So
I remember having a small fridge in my room.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that was pretty good to have too. It's, I don't know.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I was the only kid that I knew who had one there.
Yeah. Well, and we sell those for like $25. So.
Oh, I wish my parents had done that.
Yeah.
I don't know what they blew on mine.
Right. Yeah.
Know.
Yeah, but so during back to school, we'll keep that stuff stocked, and then as back to school ends, we'll move all that back into storage, and then we'll pull out whatever. So at the moment we're moving into spring, and we have shorts and light sweaters, and that sweater, although is nice, will probably be on the clearance rack, so because it's getting warmer.
Do you have a changing room?
We do. We have a changing room.
Okay, 1, 2.
Just one changing room.
Okay, so you gotta wait. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
At least there's one, because sometimes, I don't know, not around here, but I was out of town one time, and I remember I'm like, where am I supposed to try this on? Well,
Right.
there's a mirror. Stand there and throw it over your head. I'm like, that doesn't give you the best idea. How else are you getting the word out besides coming on here, and you're going to have your YouTube link, and you're going to be all over the lot when once this gets out? Do you ever go out to the Worcester?
Yeah, so we try really hard to engage with the community, and each year we do different things to sort of see what sticks. We talk to some of the local churches. In the past we've done offers to them, like a 50% off coupon or something.
Yeah.
I think over last summer we even worked with a local charity to donate some of our clothing to people in need in Clark. Or excuse me, in Worcester.
Yeah, sure.
So that's a big part of it. We try to connect with local groups as a way to make that happen.
We've been talking with Stanley Greidinger, and he is the general manager there at the Clark University Community Thrift Shop. One more time before we have to close. How do they get a hold of you, Stanley?
So you can email me at sgreidinger, that's SGREIDINGER, at clarku.edu. Or you can stop into the store at 930 Main Street in Worcester. And we're open currently Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
And noon to 4 on Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturday. See, I already got it down.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, 10 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
How great is that? I mean, that sounds like a lot of fun. Are you always there? Or
I am personally not always in the store, but we have a lot of friendly Clark students who work with us, and
maybe
they're
I could
always
drag
there.
my son in there. You get him in there. I don't know why he didn't stop in. He'd rather wear holes in his pants, look like he's a hobo. I said, you don't have to dress like that. Come on, let's go. But nope.
Well, that's what I'm wearing is from Clark Thrift Shop.
I was wondering, look how great he looks. I mean, it looks like we almost dressed the same colors today. Thanks so much, Stanley, for being on. I'm going to stop by for sure. I want to go. I think this sounds like a blast. How about parking on the street?
There's street parking, yeah.
Okay. Are they meters or just pull in?
Just pull in.
Just pull in.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds like a lot of fun. Oh, I can't wait. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time I'll be my guest.